Here comes the boy. Hello. Welcome, ladies.
Hey, Caleb. Good morning to you. Hello, Christopher. Good morning to you, Chris. Um, I'm gonna go live on Favorited right now. What time is it? It's at. I'm gonna go live on Favorited right now. Hello, Cynthia. How's it going? Uh, Johnny, it's not morning. Well, it's still kind of morning to me. I don't know. So if you guys want to hop on over there. Hello, Gabriella. Hi, Gabby. Hi, we all love Merle Street. Yeah, so I'm gonna be heading over there in a bit. Why are we so early? Or am I tweaking? No, you're not tweaking. I go live on Favorited during the day, and then nighttime. That's when I do like my TikTok live. So if you, so a couple of you guys were wondering like what time do I go live on TikTok this week? I took or afternoon, my bad. Um, I took Wednesday off because, dude, life has been busy and hectic, man. Life has been so busy and hectic, and I'm kind of like tired of it. But it's okay. It's okay. I just needed to take a little break on Wednesday, and now I'm feeling like re energized and, feeling better and stuff. I've been working a lot more this week, and I've been having like a lot of other things on the side that I've been having to do. Yeah, I got a new tattoo today. That's cool, Dale. However, I'm still gonna be going again. I'm still gonna be going live on TikTok. I just come on here to like let you guys know that I'm gonna be on Favorited today. But I'm still going live on Sundays. I'm still going live on Wednesdays. Since I missed yesterday, if I don't have anything to do tomorrow, I think I might go live tomorrow and Sunday. So this weekend, you guys will see me live here on TikTok live at nighttime, typically around 8 p.m., sometimes 9 p.m. if life gets a little hectic. Um, Still can't download it. Gabby, no! But next Wednesday, I'm going to be doing Stan Wars again. Tomorrow, I'm just going to be kind of chilling, maybe talking with y'all. And Sunday, I don't know, we'll see. I just kind of want to go on live, chill out a little bit, relax, and go from there. Okay? So if you guys want to hop on to Favorited, I'm going to go on Favorited right now. What the hell? Wait! Wait, why is it acting like this? Wait. Oh, guys, I'm kind of screwed. Oh my god, brother. Oh, wow. Okay, wait. There we go. There we go. There we go. We're good. We're good. We're good. He kept his promise. It looks bigger already. Boots. Thank you. I'm actually trying the best that I can. So, yeah, the cops were at my house on Wednesday. I was having to deal with that. I worked that day as well. I had my therapy session. Oh my God. Can I actually talk about therapy? You guys are going to get the kind of exclusive, um, the early, yeah, you guys are going to get like the early released version of this because I might talk about it on Saturday. Um, Not the hoodie. Hey, first of all, there's no favorited merch, okay? And it was cold, so it was cold, okay? It was cold. Okay, anyway, I decided to go back to therapy because life has been really chaotic and really hectic. Who said ICE got called? I'm sorry. No, 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 no. We're all citizens here in the of course the United States. In the Montanez household, we're all citizens here. My parents got their citizenship in 2019. Thank you very much. Jerry on anyway. So
Boots.
I've been wanting to get back to therapy. My OCD has been acting up like very very bad. Um, my mind I just feel mentally tired because of the OCD, and I've been experiencing a lot of anxiety and not depression, but like anxiety and stress, panic. and a lot of like intrusive thoughts as well. So I just thought, hey, why not? Why we should go back. We should go back to therapy and see what this is about. So I went back uh, the second week of March, and it was such a weird feeling because typically when I have conversations with people, I always keep the icon. Well, there's a few times where I don't, but like most of the time, I try to keep eye contact. I try to make sure that I'm like listening to them and whatnot, and then I kind of like paraphrase a little bit of what they just told me, so that I let them know that I'm paying attention to what they're saying, right? And and rarely do I get like actual like legit eye contact, okay? And this time the therapist, when I sat down, the therapist did not look away. He kept looking into my soul. And it felt very weird, and I felt very anxious because I'm thinking this man's about to read me right now. Give me one sec. Give me one sec. And but the first day, I think I started to kind of he said something within the first 10 minutes that kind of gave me a little bit of panic. And he said, "Hey, this is a safe space." And hello, son. And with him saying that, I just started to kind of experience an odd wave of emotions because I knew well, there's some things that I just don't like really talk about with that many people because it's stuff that is a little traumatizing, and for him to say that, it made me kind of feel pinned against the corner, like, damn, now I gotta talk about it. Now I gotta talk about certain things. And and but luckily we had a 3 week hiatus in between the first session and the second session. The second session I had on Wednesday, 2 days ago, when the cops showed up in my house. And you, you guys were some of you guys were here when I was ranting about being sexualized and feeling like an object and whatnot. And I made sure when I got a therapist, I made sure to get a progressive therapist, a leftist therapist, because I didn't want to feel criticized for the stuff that I was going to say. And I also didn't want to get any unnecessary feedback on certain topics that I was willing to talk about. So, for example, like religion and like the how do I say this? I wanted somebody that is LGBTQ friendly because a lot of what like the stuff that has kind of been like messing with me and all is like the sexualization and the objectification from a lot of men in my DMs. But I wanted it, if I was going to talk about that stuff, I don't want to talk about it with somebody that's like homophobic, or like that has conservative values and all that stuff. So I was doing like really really like set research on trying to find this person, and I think I found him. He's a fantastic therapist. I was telling him about like, yo, like I get crazy comments sometimes. Like one time this person told me that he wanted me to go elbows deep, like elbows deep. And um and I posted about it on Instagram and TikTok, and it blew up on Instagram. Right now, that post has, I believe, 9 million views on Instagram Reels. And I post that kind of stuff to kind of show people, like, this is kind of crazy, y'all. Like, do you guys see these comments? This is really really crazy. And but a lot of them were kind of saying worse stuff in the comments, and then there were a few people that were like, if this was a woman though, it would be, y'all would be calling this sexual harassment. Thank you, DT, for the galaxies and the like the little thing. It's unfortunate because not everybody, nobody deserves that. And I just felt validated by a lot of that stuff, and I just felt better talking about it. But I think after the therapy session, I just felt emotionally drained, And I thought to myself, man, I don't know if I can go on live today because I'm not feeling like the happy Johnny, like to talk about like, oh, like acting like everything's okay, you know. So and then also I had family come over. I had a long day at work, and yesterday and Wednesday and today. So yeah, it was a lot of stuff. It was just like a lot of stuff. Um, been getting like death threats, and like members of my family too, which is like crazy to say, but it's true. We have been, and it's been a lot. It's been a lot to deal with. But now I'm here. We're here. We're feeling a little better. That was crazy. Porque just for things that I can't talk about right now. Um, but yeah, it's been a little hectic. I'm feeling a little better today. Like today, I don't know if I feel 100% yet. I think I'm at about like 40-50% better from like Wednesday. Um, and I've had a lot of time. Will you eventually go over it in the future? Yeah, I think so. I've had a lot of time to just kind of meditate and process a lot of my emotions and a lot of what I've been feeling. And I even took like some notes. I'm a big writer, okay? I need to write. I need to get stuff off of my chest. I don't have that trust with a lot of my family members and even friends because I feel like a lot of them wouldn't even understand. I need to buy you a notebook. No, like I love writing so much. I have like 5 journals completely written. Is this your first time going to therapy? No. I've gone to therapy. I went to therapy. I was actually one of the most severe cases in the San Bernardino County, and this is not like a woohoo, but from when I was 9, 8, 9 until I was like 13. I was one of the most severe cases. I was at the San Bernardino Behavioral and Health Center, and my case was a little more special because I don't want to trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning, but I struggled with a lot of I didn't. I'm gonna like sugarcoat it a little bit. I had trouble finding meaning in life for for most of like that young, early childhood life, and so and a lot of the therapists didn't really know how to navigate through that because I was a child. They assumed that because of my parents they assumed that maybe it was my parents. Like my parents were kind of the reason. Maybe I was in an abusive household and whatever. But it's no, it was none of that. It was just the fact that I inherited a lot of like shitty stuff from my family, and I because my parents didn't really know about mental health, they didn't really help me or assist me. So I was just kind of going at it alone. And so they had therapists coming in from like the LA area and the San Diego area trying to like figure out what was wrong with me and all that stuff. And so I do have quite a an experience with therapy. I've been in it for a long time when I was younger, and then I got out of it. I became better, but I think the internet sometimes is a little too much for people to absorb. We're not meant to absorb so much information, so much critique, so much info. Like like people are so opinionated online, and I don't think we're supposed to see so much of it in such a short period of time. Um, and because of my OCD, I think that I kind of hyperfixate on a lot of stuff, and it kind of makes me dwell in it a lot. So now I'm better. I'm feeling better. I'm not like depressed or anything. It's not anything crazy, but I just kind of wanted to update you guys on that. But anyway, I had book club. I had book club a few days ago with a couple of friends, and we went into like a really deep conversation about love and meaning. And I actually have a lot. I have notes here, and then I have notes in my iPad about the discussions that we've had. And I kind of just wanted to share it. Why do I feel like I'm a pastor right now? What the hell? What the hell, dude? Why show you guys a book? Where where's the book? It's right here. Okay. So for this book club, we were reading Man's Search for Meaning. Why did it actually get bigger? No, because it is bigger. You guys don't understand. It is actually bigger. My ass has a little bit of recoil. I just got out of the gym too, and I was working biceps and triceps today. Uh, and oh, and wait, no, biceps and chest today. I was working. No, sorry, I'm so stupid. Not biceps, triceps and chest. And and then I went to Target to pick up a couple of stuff because I have a friend's dinner later tonight. And when I was walking into Target, I felt I felt my boobies, like my man titties, I felt them like go up and down a little bit. And I was surprised because it hurt a little bit too. Like, and I was each step, I felt my chest, my pecs shift. How much? Wait, what do you mean how much? I felt them. I felt them shift. Girl, how are you walking? Normal. I was walking normal. Oh, oh, I thought that was. I thought those were tissues. I was walking. I was walking normal. I was like that. But I felt it. I felt it. Rattling, rattling noises. I felt it. And I was like, whoa, I did not why did I start talking about that? I don't know why I started talking about that. Anyway, we're going back to the book. This is called Man's Search for Meaning, and it is the author. His name is Victor. Uh, it's basically his experiences in like a concentration camp, and it was so horrific to like learn about more intimate moments and experiences within that situation. And um, Victor, the author, was also kind of giving us a little glimpse of his mindset during that time when he was in the concentration camps. And the overall point, it's in the title, Man's Search for Meaning. Um, he was just trying to find meaning in such a dark moment in his life. And a lot of it was holding on to the love of a partner, and the fact that like he didn't know if his partner was alive, but you know he that was something that he kind of held on to you know kind of push through those difficult moments. But also not just that, but like, is there anything to go like to move how do I say this? Is there anything that could keep him moving forward besides that? Because again, he didn't know if his wife was alive or not. So like he kind of tried finding motivation. Was he gonna keep on going for his fellow people that were in those camps, for the connections that he's made there, and just like surviving and all that stuff? It was a crazy book. Okay, it was like kind of a crazy book, very eye opening. And and when else we were talking about it in the book club, we just talked about like meaning about life. Do we have any, um, like how do we view love? If we were like in that situation, like how do you think we would have reacted and stuff like that? And when we were talking about the topic of love, um, Victor Frankl is his name. It's a good book. He gives his perspective as a as a psychologist as well. It's in the second part. It's a first and second part, and I really love it. I have my notes, but that's my dog. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. Let me just pull them up. Let me pull these up because I'm horrible. Here are my notes. Do you see that? Whoa, that's kind of crazy. That's a lot. Um, he was talking about how his inmates were eating like 10 ounces of bread and like 1.5 ounces of soup every day. And like it was such a crazy environment to be in. It was very like traumatic and like very dark. um he mentioned that like there's a lot of moments where he kind of felt a little desensitized from death because it was all around him, but there were moments where the sounds of death kind of stayed with him. And it was just crazy stuff. It was crazy stuff. But anyway, he talked a lot about like spiritual freedom, that it cannot be taken away, and that that makes kind of life a little more meaningful. Kind of people find their spirituality in these moments. And when I was reading when I was reading that, I kind of started reflecting on my experiences with religion, and thinking like, man, I'm not really the type to believe in like miracles. Fareed, thank you so much. I'm not really the type to believe in miracles sometimes. And I think it's because I lived in the church for so long where I was like convinced that that is happening. But then I saw so much horrible shit in the world, and I realized, you know what? No, maybe sometimes things just happen because they happen, and not because like, to me, it just did not make sense that like, oh yeah, God would perform miracles on some people, but then like fuck the others, right? So when I was reading that, it kind of gave me like a little bit of a different perspective. It kind of changed my mindset a little bit of like how powerful spirituality can be, and that it can really, um, provide comfort and meaning with people. But it also kind of gave me like it kind of gave me an idea that does contradict that. And I wrote it down, and it is off topic, but Johnny has pretty eyelashes. Thank you. Off topic, but
You lying? You not?
shows that there is no God. And I know that there might be some people who are spiritual, who believe in God and all that stuff. And I I believe in a higher being, but I'm also okay with the idea if that is not true. Okay. And I wrote, the fact that miracles happen shows that there is no God, because a loving, all powerful God would not choose one creation over the other. And that kind of
Boats.
brought a little bit of peace in my heart, because I've always kind of struggled a little bit with the idea of like, why is he choosing certain people? Why is he choosing to save certain people? And in this instance, like, Victor is like, it is a miracle that he survived, because at every decision that he made led him to kind of escape from that moment, that dark moment in his life. And he explained it maybe as a miracle. People would view it as a miracle. But then like I just started thinking like, I'm glad that obviously he survived, but it's crazy that there's he was able to tell his story, but there's so many that were not able to tell their stories, right? And so I just started thinking about that, about like, yeah, if miracles happen, then that just shows that things happen because they happen, and that the decisions that you make are sometimes not caused or like given to you by a higher being, that you're just making the decision, and sometimes you get lucky, and sometimes whatever. And so yeah, I just started thinking about that. I started thinking about that, and I was kind of it was in a way beautiful to come to that conclusion, because I really struggled a lot with the idea of, man, like God could really have favorites, and then like fuck the other ones, but God could really have favorites, and I have to be okay with that if there is one. But that's something that I kind of learned. Uh, why would God bless one person, not another, if we are all His creations very deep? Yeah. Um, and then, but one thing that I did notice is that us collectively as humans, we even though we kind of try to find meaning with a higher power and stuff like that, we can give ourselves our own meaning, that doesn't require anything spiritual, that does not require like a god or anything. Some would argue that, you know, giving yourself and finding yourself a meaning in life is in a way a spiritual experience. But I know that one thing we can all agree on is that love is something that does kind of help us keep going. And if it's not like love for a higher being or a divine power, love in itself is something that is inevitable, and it's kind of always like reassuring that it's always possible, that we're always capable of experiencing that love. And if you guys don't experience love, you know, if it's something, if you guys feel incapable of being loved like I do sometimes, because I struggle with the concept of somebody loving me in a way that kind of moves past all my flaws, and you know, I have trouble feeling that. But I think one thing to kind of that might give you a little reassurance is that it's inevitable. All of us are going to experience love at one point in our lives, and it will be. I was just googling this, yeah, and it will be something that is always going to be possible. It's if we need some reassurance, love is something that we are always going to experience, and even hope. But like love in itself, we're always going to experience it. But I think some of us want certain forms of love that that we're kind of anxious to have, and that you know, we kind of have desire. Some of us desire feeling that love in a romantic sense, but we need to understand that love does not just come in a romantic sense, but love comes in a way that can be found in friendship, that can be found in family, and relationships and stuff, and even in spirituality. If spirituality gives you comfort, you can find love in that as well. But like at the end of the day, love is inevitable, and that's something that you can experience on your own.
Both.
Platonic familial love is just as important. No, exactly, exactly. Um, and I think that's kind of one of the main reasons why Victor was able to keep moving forward. And the reason I'm kind of talking about this, and this is like random, and it might be boring. Okay, actually, this might be boring because you guys are used to the Johnny of, you know, joking around and all that stuff. But I think I kind of read this book at the best time because I've been trying to give myself and give my life a more profound meaning to make other people happy. And I haven't really been doing that for myself. Like I haven't really been finding meaning like that I want. And I wrote this down too. Give me one sec. Um, that one person should not really find. Oh wait, one person should not search for an abstract meaning of life. Everyone has his own specific vocation or mission in life to carry out, a concrete assignment which demands fulfillment. So, like, we are so obsessed with finding this meaning of life. And as we get older, I feel like that is something in our heads a lot more. As we're aging, we're thinking, man, we're losing time. I feel like I'm not doing anything. I feel like I'm not fulfilled in my job and in my relationships and who I am as a person. And we are constantly, constantly stressing out about how we don't got our shit together. And I stress out a lot about that. And I know I'm still young because I'm 24 years old, but I stress out about that. I'm thinking like, man, I would really like to have like a stable job, um, and be financially stable, more independent, and all that stuff. Because I know that that's something that I crave and that's something that I need, and I know I will be fulfilled by that. But the thing is, I know a lot of it comes from the expectations of other people. A lot of people with around me are getting married. A lot of people around me are having kids, and I feel like I'm being left behind a little bit. Um, and and a lot of them have already experienced so much of the world, parts of which I've never experienced before. And that's where I'm like, damn, is this my fulfillment, or am I thinking that it's going to fill something in my heart just because I see other people doing it, and that's the expectation. I see other people getting married. I thought that I needed to get married to be fulfilled. At one point, I don't know if you guys know this, at one point I was already thinking of marriage. Maybe crazy to believe, but at one point in my life, I was already thinking of marriage, and I was already thinking of getting married with the person that I was dating, like when I was 19, 19, 19, 19, 20, 19, 20 years old. And and I thought that that was something that I wanted, and then afterwards I realized, how the fuck am I gonna get married? You know? I need to handle my mental health first. I need to handle my finances first. Like, I need to handle so much. But I was already thinking, like, yeah, I need to get married because that's gonna make me happy. And I was thinking about that during a very dark moment in my life. And it was some, I don't want to say some divine intervention, but something whooped me out of that mindset. And now I'm in the mindset of, I actually don't believe in the concept of marriage. Um, I might sound crazy, but I think it's crazy. And maybe I haven't experienced the love that I need to, but um, I I can't picture myself being married with one person for the rest of my life. Not that I want to be in polygamy or anything, but like, I can't picture myself doing that. And exactly, I agree with you. Why do we have to tell the government that we're in love? Like, I just can't picture myself doing that, because I'm thinking, like, what if you get bored of me? What if I get bored? Like, people change so much, and and sometimes when change occurs between two people, those two people naturally can go separate ways. Um, and I'm just thinking, like, sometimes it seems like a natural thing to just like separate and leave at the best time, but be cordial and be happy that, like, you guys had a good moments together. Like, that seems like a thing that should be normal to me and should be normal to everybody. But obviously, maybe I'm obviously the odd one out, because I never hear people talk about the concept of marriage like this. My partner of 30 years someday telling me, you know what, I'm bored of you, terrifies me.
Bro, you they done took you tonight.
Okay, but like, not, and listen, I know that love is also commitment. Love is also dedication to your partner, and I understand that. But like, it's maybe it's just that I've never experienced love in its most raw and intimate form. And so yeah, anyway, kind of going back to the conversation about like trying to find an abstract meaning of life. um I think the times where I've connected most with my way of loving was not necessarily in a romantic sense, but in a just a human to human sense. And I wrote down, like, the more one forgets himself, which is by giving himself to a cause to serve or another person to love, the more human he is, and the more he actualizes himself. And um and I think that my purpose is to do exactly that, to just kind of love in a human way. And like, this doesn't mean romantic, this doesn't even mean like in a friend way, just love in a human way. Because at the end of the day, we're all human, we all go through some bullshit, we all go through some crazy events in our lives um that really that really shows that, hey man, God might not be real, but like, um, and but in all of the suffering and all that stuff, like we could still find meaning in love. You know, we can still find meaning in love, and I think that's the most important thing. I think when it comes to even religion, if you are a religious person, um, I hope that you are more than just a religious person, and that the whole concept of your beliefs revolves around the concept of love, regardless of the person, uh, regardless if they contradict your beliefs and whatever. Like, I hope that if you are attached to some religion or um, um, spiritual assignment, then I hope that it revolves around just love, like raw love. And yeah, I wrote another thing. I don't know what this is. Suffering. That suffering ceases to be suffering at the moment it finds a meaning, and such as the meaning of sacrifice. That's like a separate thing. Because I wrote about love and suffering, and how there can't really be that sometimes when you are loving, there is suffering, and out of suffering sometimes comes love and more understanding and more empathy towards other people. But Power of Love by the Light. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to give my 2 cents on that. I feel like I was all over the place. Maybe this makes no sense to any of you. Maybe I'm just rambling. Maybe I'm speaking Japanese or something. Yes, we need to preach more love. That was like 50 cents. Okay, okay. No, it's true. It's true. Low key made me cry. Really? Okay. Well, um, and then one of my friends said, just kind of like a reminder that the pain will pass, but love will last. And I think that's true. If you guys are having like a difficult moment or something, just know that it's gonna pass, and that love will eventually come your way in a form that you might not even expect. And why does this feel like a freaking sermon? Oh my God, why does this feel like a freaking sermon? Oh
What did I hire? What did I hire for? Howard for? I'm sorry.
Howard, these nuts, bitch.
my God, why does it? Yeah, this is so weird. This is so weird. I'm gonna cry tonight, dead ass editing this. No, like the PTSD is kind of coming my way. Um, but yeah, I spoke with my therapist this Wednesday um, about how it's sometimes difficult for me to express myself and express the things that bother me because I feel like a burden sometimes. And I think that therapy is going to really reveal a lot of things about me that I don't want to like face yet. It's horrible. I realized at the end of the therapy session that like, damn, I really do hate myself because I knew that because he was a professional, I can't escape. I can't like talk my way out of certain topics. I can't talk my way out of like the perception of me. Like I I can't, and I know that he's gonna like one day clock me and call me out on a couple of things and all. And I feel like it's gonna be a crazy time because he's good, bro. He's good. Um, he's uh he's had kind of like similar experiences to me, so he knows where I'm coming from. And then also he be clocking you. No, he really do. And actually, he validates a lot of my feelings because I showed him screenshots of DMs that I got. I showed him screenshots of my DMs. I wrote down. I need to write because I'm a very forgetful person. I need to write down things that what the hell? Oh, I need to write down things that make me things that I forget. hold up. I'm like, I can't multitask. The DMs are a jungle. You're gonna traumatize him too? No, because he says that he understands that. He understands that. Give me one sec. Where is it? 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 Did I skip it? Oh, oh, okay. Is it this one? Maybe not. Maybe it's not that one. When did I go to therapy? Do you, what day is it? What day is it? It's give me one sec. Oh, I skipped it. I skipped it. Okay. Now I know. Oh, there you go. So I've been telling my therapist about like the DMs. I showed him the DMs, and my therapist my therapist is like an open gay man as well. And so when I was showing him when I was showing him my DMs, he like chuckled, and he was like, he was like, the gays can be nasty. They really can. Like I have, and then he started telling me about like his experiences with men, and like how they've been like really crazy, and like he said no, because he said some crazy. Let me read. Let me read. Let me read some. Because I told him uh, 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 um I told him that like, yo, I understand women a lot because like women be going through so much like harassment from men, and it's like really just insane stuff that occurs to them, so like on a daily, chronically. And now I'm getting a glimpse of that, and I was telling him all that stuff, and then he was like, you know what, like it's okay to feel angry towards men because they're pigs. And I was at that moment, I knew that there was a connection for me between my therapist and I knew that it was a safe space and that I could talk about things, right?
Boat.
And that like the way that I'm feeling, it's not crazy. It's not crazy. It's valid. And oh my god, I told him, what was it? I was like, oh yeah, about the elbows deep, going elbows deep, about that person saying like, oh, I will let you go elbows deep in me and treat me like a muppet. And when I told him that, he was like, oh, I got told to put my foot up in there. Um, and 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 like treat him like a soccer ball or something.
You know what? You're disgusting.
How am I disgusting? I'm not disgusting.
Like we were bonding, bro. There was something there where we were just like bonding. I never felt heard like that before, because because I can't talk about it with like family members or like friends, because it's like they won't understand it. They won't understand it. Does he have a TikTok? I need to see his lives. None of it. He does not. He does not. But at the end of it, he was like, "Hey, I think you need to set boundaries." And I was like, I've been trying to do that. I've been trying to do that a little better. Um, but he said that no, but you kind of have this hope that their intention is not bad, and therefore you don't set boundaries because you don't want to hurt feelings, or you don't want to like you don't want to see, or you don't want to look like you have some, like, what was it, like internalized hatred or what, like, or not internalized, externalized, like hatred, you know what I mean? Like like it's anything like that. And so I was like, yeah, I know, I just feel bad, kind of calling people out because maybe that's not their intention. And he was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, most of the time the intention is bad. The moment that you feel uncomfortable, you should automatically come to that assumption that, hey, maybe their intentions are not 100% good, and go from there. um and he said that we're gonna talk about how to love myself more. And that really, who's spamming? Wait a minute. Hi. he's gonna help me uncover the truth of why I don't love myself. And so I'm really excited, and I'm also really scared to go down that path and to yeah, it's scary stuff. Okay, White Ghost, you need to stop. Okay, stop spamming, or else I'm gonna mute you. Okay. And it's some scary stuff. I'm excited for the Johnny that will emerge on the other side of self-love. Oh my God, I'm scared. I'm scared. Actually, my heart's beating so fast right now because I'm not. I don't think I'm ready. I need to confront like so much trauma and like all that stuff. But oh my God. Wait, can I mention something? Can I like mention something that might be like a little bit of a trigger warning? Are you going live on TikTok later? I might go. No, I'm going with my friends. Um, I'm going with my friends later today in an hour. Um, Trigger warning. uh, and nobody record this part, right? Like.
Hi, how are you? I'm good. How are you? Good. And you have the medium ice white mocha with 2 extra shots, 2 extra scoops of vanilla soft top and caramel drizzle, and extra sugar sprinkles. Yeah, that's me. Oh man, not again.
Love you.
Friends who do stuff together. You is